On December 19th, 2024, the official teaser trailer for James Gunn's upcoming Superman movie was released, and it received a positive reception. The next day, December 20th, 2024, Shadiversity released his video, More Deconstructionist Trash, I Hate the James Gunn Superman teaser, on his right-wing political channel Night's Watch, and it received a not-so-positive reception. I do not recommend watching the video unless you want to lose IQ points. Instead, I suggest watching Anthony Gamugula's reaction to it, Shadiversity versus James Gunn's Superman, Shad Wants a Mary Sue. Go watch, like, and subscribe to Anthony, he makes great videos. Back to Shad's god-awful reaction video, I want to talk about one specific point that occurs towards the end. Shad brings up an article from the website The Fandom Pulse. You know, that very reputable news website with articles written by intelligent people.
Because then we have comments like this from James Gunn, and this is posted by Fandom Pulse. Says, James Gunn says, battered Superman is a metaphor for the United States of America. Says the film shares many elements with Game of Thrones, and it's not a fascistic power. It's not a fascistic power fantasy. What the hell does that mean? Is he indicating that, like, previous Superman is a fascistic power fantasy? Holy crap, if that's the implication. And shares many elements with Game of Thrones. Piss off. Are you kidding me, right? Superman, aspirational, icon, uplifting, Game of Thrones, nihilistic, edgy, everyone dying, everything is crap, and there's no heroes in the world. Game of Thrones. That's what James Gunn wants out of his Superman, as indicated by the battered and defeated Superman. This confirms every single concern that the trailer shows. That's his perspective. That's what is like. No, this is. I'll still watch it to review, but if I wasn't a reviewer, I would probably pass on this completely. Now, it's like, you guys, you're not doing Superman. You're wanting to do some edgy or deconstruction bullcrap, Game of Thrones nihilistic trash. Now, I'm not saying Game of Thrones is trash, but I'm saying the constant push for nihilism and the deconstruction of the hero is trash now. It's gone too far. We're at a moment where, more than anything, an aspirational Superman is the message I think the world needs. Something uplifting. Not this crap.
First point, Shad, maybe try practicing reading the headline first so that it doesn't come across as you not being able to speak basic English. And second, wow, if that's how Shad reacts to just the headline, I wonder how he'd react to actually reading the article. He does read the article, right? Would you be shocked if I said no? So since Shad failed to do the honest and decent thing of reading the article to give context behind the quotes from James Gunn in the headline, I will do the honest and decent thing by showing you the article now. From the actual Fandom Pulse article, Superman director James Gunn likely significantly injured the box office haul for Warner Brothers by comparing the battered Superman that appears at the beginning of the newly released trailer to the United States of America. Speaking about the trailer at a Q&A with the press after they were given a preview of the trailer, Gunn stated, "We do have a battered Superman in the beginning, that is our country." He elaborated, "I believe in the goodness of human beings, and I believe that most people in this country, despite their ideological beliefs, their politics, are doing their best to get by and be good people, despite what it may seem like to the other side, no matter what that other side might be. This movie is about that. It's about the basic kindness of human beings, and that it can be seen as uncool and under siege by some of the darker voices as some of the louder voices." Just a side note, the article adds in the word by after siege, which makes no sense. Instead, I think there should have been either a comma or a period. Anyway, the article then decided to take a right-wing turn and point out several instances of James Gunn being anti-Trump. This was most likely just included to create a hatred in Fandom Pulse readers, who are most likely right-wingers towards James Gunn. With me being a leftist, however, it just makes me like James Gunn even more. Returning back to the actual topic of the Superman movie, the article concludes, "Nevertheless, Gunn trumpeted his Superman movie. I'm excited for people to get to see the essence of what we're doing, because it really has been like this private secret that we've all been hoarding. We felt really good about it, like from a moral place, even from the beginning. We all felt like we were doing something good, both in terms of quality and in terms of actually something that's not a fascistic power fantasy. He then qualified, I'm not saying that about other hero movies in general, but it felt good to be doing something that was about a person's kindness. Gunn also claimed the film shares as many elements with Game of Thrones as it does with the Marvel Universe. So that's the article. Breaking it down, Gunn did in fact compare battered Superman to the United States, but with the added context left out by Shad either knowingly or through incompetence, of James Gunn essentially saying despite the USA being at a low point as a country, the people living in that country are doing the best they can under the circumstances to still be kind, good people. That is a perfectly acceptable metaphor for Superman. No matter how battered Superman may get, he will always try to be kind, to be good, to do the best he can. Just because he's at a low point with the people against him, he won't give up or become Homelander. Next point, Gunn saying this Superman movie shares many elements with Game of Thrones. Shad takes this to mean Superman will be nihilistic and edgy with everyone dying. Ignoring the fact that nihilistic, edgy, and everyone dying could work if done right, I mean look at Justice League Dark Apocalypse War and how very positively it was received. Nothing in this trailer even hints towards the idea that it will be nihilistic or edgy or have everyone dying. The elements of Game of Thrones which I believe James Gunn was referring to connects to what he said about the people of the USA trying to be good people in the face of adversity. Even though the last few seasons of Game of Thrones were pretty trash, we were shown an army of people, northerners both south and north of the wall, Dany and her forces, etc., coming together and willingly putting themselves between the White Walkers and the rest of the world, knowing it may be a battle that they might not win. People trying to do the good thing, the honourable thing, of fighting against a great evil threatening to destroy the world. I don't know about you, but I think that same description could also be applied to Superman and other superheroes. I wonder if Shad would have had the same reaction if James Gunn had said his movie shares elements with Lord of the Rings instead of Game of Thrones. Would Shad have then been charitable enough to assume Gunn was most likely referring to the elements of people trying to do the good thing and fight against evil, rather than take the bad faith route that he did? And the last point about Superman not being a fascistic power fantasy. That doesn't really need any more explanation than just reading the context of the full quote from the article. I'm not saying that about other hero movies in general. If Shad had just read the article and not assumed from the headline that James Gunn was calling previous Superman movies fascistic power fantasies, then he wouldn't have ended up making himself look like such a moron. Now, to wrap up this video, I want to ask you all a very important question. Do you think Shad just reading the headline but not the actual article was him being A, incompetent, or B, manipulative? Let me know your answer in the comments below. Thank you everyone for watching the Triple S Variety channel. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like to let me know, and if you want to see more, then make sure to subscribe. I also have a review channel where I review movies and TV shows. If any of them interest you, check them out. I've been Triple S, you've all been amazing, and I shall see you all in the next video.